narinig ko yung interview ni Bilangel na it's a deadly training for 1 week and the coach is deadly and he is not a friend. I think it's violative to a coach because the coach, being the father of the team, meron tayong tinatawag na core doctrine of being a father. You care. Number one is the care. While you are on training, while you try to condition your athletes, train them well, but the very core of that is not, wag mo siyang pabayaan because responsibilidad mo yan pag mangyari sa bata mo. So you have to act like a father. And that's the responsibility of the university. Whether you're a small school or a big school, that's why the athletic department, which handle the varsity, is anchored on the Jesuit education, which I'm very, very familiar. And in the pyramid of success of John Wooden, which is a respected coach in the US NCAA, the coach is the father. You should not be the athlete, dapat hindi man natatakot yung athlete sa iyo. Ang mga bata nagsusumbong sa problema sa grado, problema sa pamilya. Actually, alam mo yung problema ng bata eh. Kung may problema ang bata sa pera, problema ng mga magulang, you are the number one, you are the best friend. You are the counselor of an athlete. You should not be, hindi ka dapat katakutan. And I was shocked when Bilangel, a very good athlete who's now playing in Korea, sabi niya, the coach is not a friend during that deadly training. Wow. So nawala yung values that was embedded in man for others of a university. So talagang panalo ang at stake doon, yung trophy sa UAAP. And I think it's something that the school has to evaluate and assess.
Meron tayong makakasama ang dating pinuno o chairman ng Philippine Sports Commission ng PSC, si Ginoong William Butch Ramirez. Mayang gabi, Sir Admar at MJ po inyong makakasama.
Chairman, good evening.
Admar, AJ, mayang gabi sa inyong tanan.
Opo.
Salamat sa imbitasyon.
Opo.
Salamat sa imbitasyon.
Opo. Chairman, meron bang patakaran tayo no sa sports natin na merong panuntunan, lalo na po sa mga training na gagawin, na parang kagaya sa, halimbawa, meron na tayong anti-hazing law na hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng, alam niyo na, yung sa hazing po. Pero dito sa mga ganito po, Chairman, meron po ba tayong malinaw na patakaran dito sa bansa sa pagsasagawa ng mga training ng mga atleta?
Okay. Before I became a commissioner and a chairman sa Philippine Sports Commission, ang background ko po, I came from a public school. My grade school and my high school was, I was a product of French Canadian school where the founder of basketball, Naismith, was a was a Canadian, then to a Catholic seminary. As a basketball coach and athletic director of Ateneo de Davao one time, wala kaming recruitment kasi wala kaming scholarship. Unlike in UAAP, in NCAA in Manila, where the recruitment up to the foreign students. So what we are doing in the school before, at the start of the school, we usually have a tryout. And that tryout, the standard of a tryout, first, they have to register and we have to assess, look at their academic requirements, yung physical, mental capability ng bata. At saka after that tryout, before we go to the formal training, yung tinatawag nating technical, tactical, and conditioning, we usually have a requirement out of those requirements, once the individuals are enrolled, there are school handbooks, which is a contract of the school to the student and to the parents of what are the requirements of being a student of the school and at the same time student athletes. Then once we have establish the varsity teams of different sports, we usually have a student assembly where we have to announce the members of the varsity, in the presence of the parents. And we sign a code of conduct that these are the rules of engagement of the university. So these are the standards. But I think in Manila, the UAAP, NCAA, there are recruitments these are mimic in the United States national NCAA, which is one of the best collegiate league in the whole world.
Opo. Chairman, kung mababasa natin kasi yung mga komento din ng mga netizen, ang nakikita kasi nila parang nagkaroon ng pagmamalupit, no? Parang yun yung spekulasyon nila. Pagmamalupit sa training, lalo na lumalabas yung mga lumang mga interviews ng mga dating atleta dito rin sa mga schools na ito at naikukwento nila, no, yung gaano kahirap, meron pang insidente na muntik na raw na malunod. So, itong mga ganito sa nakikita nyo po, needed na ba talaga ng hindi lang within paaralan na within school, university man o college na patakaran? Mas maganda na talaga na merong maiset, lalo na mga batas na kailangan po dito, Chairman?
Actually, ang eskwelahan, meron niyang patakaran. Once the individuals are enrolled, there are rules of engagement there. Due diligence, safety, etc. But normally, what happened to Ateneo de Manila University was that they were it's an off season, so they went to a place for some sort of a team building. And that team building was, as portrayed by some of the former athletes, parang boot camps. It's a high risk training. Normally, ako, in my experience in the school where I came from, we avoid, together with the Jesuit priest, we avoid going to an open water, dagat, kasi hindi mo kontrolado yung lugar. Pwedeng magbiruan yung mga bata, pwedeng may mangyari. So, I usually, kung mayroong mga aqua training, nasa control area sa swimming pool. And all the requirements, medics, rescue, medical, due diligence, dapat i-provide mo yan. But I would like to state my idol in basketball coaching, where I was a visiting coach at UCLA, Los Angeles, was John Wooden, Coach John Wooden, the famous NCAA coach. Meron siyang tinatawag na pyramid of success. Isang pyramid na bago ka doon sa competition, sa ibaba, it is about character and values, friendship, discipline, etc. And as you go up to the ladder, paakyat ka, doon ka na sa highly competitive event. So, naniniwala siya na ang isang bata, kung anchored siya sa mga maayos na discipline, values, character, mag-succeed siya sa laro niya. As a matter of fact, I came from a Jesuit school also. The Jesuit education is anchored on a few principles which I can memorize. Yung tinatawag na care for the whole person. Ang tawag niyan, cura personalis. So parang you take good care of the life of the individual, estudyante. Then meron ding tinatawag na total formation sa mind, body, and spirit, no, magis. Then prayers, etc. So these are the requirements of the school. Now, I think in the UAAP where it becomes very competitive that they are now having foreign athletes, that's why some coaches went to a rigorous training. And I think what happened was that sa aking pananaw, nakita ko yung mga video, I think kinulang talaga sila ng, yung due diligence, tinatawag natin, MJ, kulang
Opo.
sila doon. Kasi kung merong meron silang mga safety gear, may rescue, may doctor, etc. At mayroong boat doon na nakaalalay sa lugar where they are on aqua training. That could be prevented, especially that itong Aurora Baler, malakas talaga na alon yan. Makita mo naman sa video, mataas yung, at saka malamang yung mga bata, especially yung nadisgrasya, they were not prepared to handle the environment na mataas pala mataas yung alon doon, at saka yung current historically. May mga, according to Dinagat, because I went to Kasiguran, yung lugar na talagaan, it's a typhoon belt, saka malakas talaga ang alon, maraming mga insidente doon. I think that could have been prevented. And I think it's basic for the coaching staff to prepare this one.
Opo. So kumbaga, matotal, Chairman, merong kapabayaang nangyari dahil matatandaan natin, nabanggit ko nga kanina, marami na ring mga nagbigay ng testimonya, lumalabas yung mga lumang mga interviews ng mga dating athletes. So ibig sabihin, dapat nakapag-adjust ka na kung meron ng nangyaring mga problema noon. Meron sila nababanggit, muntik na rang malunod, grabe daw yung ano nila. So dapat may adjustment. Tapos lumilitaw din ngayon dito po sa social media na meron palang mga karatula din doon. Talaga na hindi pwedeng kasi alam natin yung Aurora parang nagiging surfing din yan, destination. Malakas yung alon. May mga karatula din pala yung mga doon, mga government agency patungkol po sa pagiging dapat maingat sa paglalangoy, lalo na kung walang kumpanyo na magliligtas sa panahon po ng aksidente. So may nakikita talaga kayong kapabayaan dito, Sir William?
From my heart, yes, because narinig ko yung interview ni Bilangel na it's a deadly training for 1 week and the coach is deadly and he is not a friend. I think it's violative to a coach because the coach, being the father of the team, meron tayong tinatawag na core doctrine of being a father. You care. Number one is the care. While you are on training, while you try to condition your athletes, train them well, but the very core of that is not, wag mo siyang pabayaan because responsibilidad mo yan pag may mangyari sa bata mo. So you have to act like a father. And that's the responsibility of the university. Whether you're a small school or a big school, that's why the athletic department, which handle the varsity, is anchored on the Jesuit education, which I'm very, very familiar. And in the pyramid of success of John Wooden, which is a respected coach in the US NCAA, the coach is the father. You should not be the athlete, dapat hindi man natatakot yung athlete sa iyo. Ang mga bata nagsusumbong sa problema sa grado, problema sa pamilya. Actually, alam mo yung problema ng bata eh. Kung may problema ang bata sa pera, problema ng mga magulang, you are the number one, you are the best friend. You are the counselor of an athlete. You should not be, hindi ka dapat katakutan. And I was shocked when Bilangel, a very good athlete who's now playing in Korea, sabi niya, the coach is not a friend during that deadly training. Wow. So nawala yung values that was embedded in man for others of a university. So talagang panalo ang at stake doon, yung trophy sa UAAP. And I think it's something that the school has to evaluate and assess.
Opo, Chairman, mayang gabi sir, si MJ po ito. Isa po
Yes,
sa
sir.
mga isinusulong ngayon ng pangkat o grupong binuo po ng Philippine Sports Commission. Yung kanila pong tinatawag na Sports Stakeholders Panel. Kasama po nila dito ang DepEd, ang CHED, ang SBP, UAAP at saka yung National Youth Commission. Yung pong pagpasa sa Coaching Act o yung House Bill 2631. Ano po ba ito? Yung pagtatag ng National Registry ng mga coach at pagpapatupad po ng mandatory licensing, certification, and professional development. Anong tingin mo doon, Chairman?
Tama naman yun. Tama naman yun. Actually, merong ng batas, yung Act number 1067 by the tertiary CHED, no? Merong stakeholders. Tama naman yung ginawa ng Philippine Sports Commission. But again, maraming problema haharapin tong Ateneo de Manila University. Not only the coach, the athletic department, and the leadership. It's about leadership. And it's a big school because first, merong batas sa labor, Article 40 of the Labor Code, that a foreign coach cannot coach a local university because based by the Supreme Court ruling that we have competent coaches in the Philippines. So isa pa yung bagay, narinig ko doon na si Secretary of Labor is requesting the presence of Paul Baldwin kung na-comply ba niya yung requirement. Baka the school was violating that law. Isa pa, yung Basketball Coaches Association many years ago was already complaining of that. Nothing personal, but these are facts. So, mabigat yung mga haharapin ng university because by my little knowledge of the civil code, sa civil and criminal code, yung tinatawag na torts 2176, 2180, merong criminal liability ang eskwelahan kahit na medyo diligence pag minamatay. So, minarinig ako na tama daw yung coach. Pag minamatay dyan, hindi tama yan. That's why the ultimate end of a varsity in a university is not about it's not about winning. It's about participation. You can strive for excellence without neglecting the life of individual. Yun ang pinaka-ultimate goal ng university. Hindi yung panalo kasi ang panalo has many phases eh. If you have a very good team, hindi naman lang sa score, pwede namang champion yan eh. But again, nakaligtaan ng university that malamang yung training was a requirement for them to produce very strong athletes. Pero alam mo yung aqua training, it should be handled in a controlled environment na nakikita ng mga coaching staff, mga doktor na madaling. Pero open sea, especially Baler, is a very dangerous area. And the school, the athletic department, and the university allow it. So may pananagutan din kasi may tinatawag may primary responsibility dyan, yung coach at saka coaching staff, tapos athletic office, tapos the university leadership, mayroong tinatawag tayong collective subsidiary responsibility, no? Kasi ang unang mananagot dyan, coaches. Pag sa kaso, kasi kakasuhan talaga yan for damages, negligence, pag walang pera yung coaching staff, ang sisingilin yan yung university. So merong pananagutan talaga yan. And I think we should not emphasize the negativity of this. But we should learn out of this incident. We should learn a lesson, especially among those universities who are really very aggressive on putting up a very strong team. Kaya nga, kasi in the past, meron ng show order dyan, show cause order ng CHED, yung INU at saka UST many years ago, na nagtitraining sila during off-season. Pero merong COVID, merong mga pinagbabawal doon. Pero ito, wala namang COVID. But I think nangyari yon. So, it's really a big lessons.
Opo, sir, ano po ang mga major takeaways po ninyo o may advice po ninyo sa incident na ito para hindi na po ito maulit?
The university, from the president to athletic director, to the coaching staff, has to assess. Baka na-overlook nila yung coaching staff direction. Kasi kung alam lang ng presidente, ng athletic director na mahirap ang panahon sa Baler, they could have stopped the team building. Kaya team building eh. When you say team building, you're building up a team, a cohesive team, a strong team. Namatay. Wala yung team building. So, isa yan. Pangalawa, we should strengthen the law. should strengthen the law kasi tayo, pag may nangyayari na, doon lang tayo nagiging active, no? Everyone is asking for investigation, everyone is asking, but I think we have to give a chance for the Ateneo de Manila University to explain. But ako, at 76 and coaching for so many years in Davao, in Mindanao, and in Australia, and a visiting coach in UCLA for many years, I'm very familiar with basketball. Ang buhay naming pamilya was basketball. My younger brother was a PBA player. My children were players at Ateneo de Davao, and one time he was recruited by Ateneo de Manila. But there are a few things that they have to look at the role of the alumni. Kasi yung bata hindi pa nag-aral, na-disgrasya na. And I think Ateneo is a potent and powerful university and they have very good lawyers, no? But sa aking pananaw, yung namatay na dalawa, malaking pananagutan yan. At mali talaga yung aqua training in an area where it's an open water and dangerous. Dapat magkaroon ang CHED, tsaka Philippine Sports Commission, together with the UAAP and CAA, i-polish yung rank nila and set a meeting. Philippine Sports Commission has the power, and CHED, together with CHED, set a standard of training. At malamang na nawala lang yung supervision sa varsity ng Ateneo de Manila. I think wala namang coach na gustong mamatay yung atleta, no? Pero yung tinatawag na due diligence, negligence, liable ka, civil and criminal liabilities, pananagutan nila yan. No matter how good they have a very good lawyers, pero sa akin, my heart bleeds. Kasi yung coach ng Ateneo de Davao, na coach ni Bartibunya Arma, were my former players, si Coach Jess Evangelio. And Coach Evangelio can witness that I wake up at 4:30, I train my athletes for 2 hours, 30 minutes, kung anong kakulangan nila, whether it's dribbling or shooting or conditioning, they do that. Then I spend my 2 hours training at 7 o'clock. They have to have a quick wash, then they can go to the class. Kami, because we are not building up a very competitive team, wala kaming recruitment. Ganon ang pananaw namin, kaya nga we imbibe the principles of John Wooden, where character is the heart and soul of building up a team. It's not about the trophy. Bonus na lang yung trophy. And these are my principles when I was coaching.
Opo, Chairman, sa tingin po ninyo sa insidente na ito, magkakaroon po ng stigma o mawawala ng gana o matatakot yung mga aspirants natin, mga talentadong kabataang basketballista na makipagsapalaran po dito sa Metro Manila, pumasok po sa mga malalaking eskwelahan?
Well, it can happen that way, but I think itong nangyari ngayon, kasi it is a national problem. It's a lesson. Kailangan ayusin yan. And I'm not against of foreign athletes into the collegiate. I'm not also against of a Phil-Am or fair foreigner playing in our national team kasi meron din akong apong nasa US naglalaro sa football, girls. So, but again, the rules must be very, very clear. Even among the national sports associations, kulang din yan ng supervision. The Philippine Sports Commission and the Philippine Olympic Committee has to really focus on that supervision, especially that the PSC is funding it. The same with the university. They should not allow the coach to manage his own way. He should conform to the values, to the handbook of the university. Okay? Kasi the Jesuit school, which I'm very familiar, embrace the mind, body, spirit, the magis, the prayers, the admaiorem de gloriam, etc. And why risk the lives of these young boys to a deadly open sea na ang panahon nagbabago? Sayang yung buhay ng mga bata. And I was watching the proceedings, kaya I made some statement in the social media. Ang tagal ng communication ng university. Ang tagal. Kawawa yung magulang. Whether mahirap o mayaman, pareho lang sa tingin ko yan. Dapat nung nangyari na yan, somebody from the coaching staff should have gone to Davao and talk to the parents. Dapat hindi katakutan yan kasi nangyari naman yan. Ang tagal. Tagal nilang ang magulang pumunta ng Manila on her own because I know of one alumni in Ateneo de Davao who is helping the team. Darating siya bukas, which I will be helping him. And I think parang napakalayo ng presidente ng Ateneo de Manila, si Father Yap. Ang tagal, tapos tagal ding nag-communicate. Kaya even among the alumni, the Ateneo people are also wondering ba't nagkaganon. A single life, at saka malamang, they have been training in Baler for several years. Dapat nahinto na yan eh. Dapat na-correct na yan. So, ako, I'm not negative on the situation. Should learn from this lesson. Pero mananagot talaga ang Ateneo de Manila, from the coaching staff to the athletic director to the president of the university. Ayusin talaga yung dalawang batang namatay. At saka, they have to support the family. At tama din yung ginagawa ng labor, ng NBI, ng Philippine Sports Commission, etc. to really do something kasi and look at UAAP. The UAAP has to look at seriously. You should not be depending that university. Ayusin natin yun kasi it's a national problem. It's not only your problem. Watching ang tagal eh. Tapos narinig ko yung abogado nagsalita kanina from Ateneo de Manila, parang very defensive. And kaya nga ako, I'm going to meet the alumni who is helping the parent that they should have a very good lawyer. Kasi they are going to encounter a very strong legal area sa Ateneo de Manila. Pero kung nakikinig man si Father Yap and the Ateneo de Manila University, pwede namang walang kaso na ayusin na lang yan. Yung mga abogado mag-usap. Tulungan yung pamilya, financially, tulungan yung mga bata mag-aral sa Ateneo de Davao, wag na sa Manila. Malamang yung tatlong kasama ni Rene, baka hindi na yan pupunta ng Ateneo de Manila. That's the kind of environment that they are having. Oh, I feel bad because I embrace the Jesuit philosophies and principles. Hindi ganon. The Jesuit school in the USA, hindi ganyan. Talagang mali yun. I think napabayaan nila si Coach Val. Dapat kaya nga ako in my post at the social media, they have to go. They have to go, and I think the alumni who are helping or funding should review that style. Enjoy UAAP, pero sa akin, alisin mo muna yung grupo na yan, tapos pahinga ang Ateneo Basketball Varsity kasi kawawa din yung Ateneo Varsity maglalaro doon. Ibu yan eh. Kawawa yan. Ngayon makikita mo may mga negative na ang dating sa Ateneo Varsity. Kawawa yung mga bata dyan. Kawawa yung mga parents. The whole university will suffer if the Ateneo de Manila unit cannot handle it properly.
Opo, Chairman, huli na lang on my part. Kailangan pa talaga na magpunta sa Metro Manila, mag-enroll sa mga malalaking schools. I mean, Chairman, matindi ngayon ang social media, no? Tingnan mo na lang yung tumutok sa palarong pambansa. Lahat po ng mga content creator doon, kaya napakasikat ng Dabraa, dahil po doon sa magnitude ng coverage, para po sa mga laro, may mga nagla-livestream pa nga, Chairman, at mga highlights. Kung sa pasikatan lang o kumbaga sa opportunities makukuha mo being a known player, pwede naman siguro makuha yan sa Mindanao. Tsaka ka ma-absorb, Chairman, and sa mga iba pang mga liga. Anong tingin mo, sir?
Mahirap sagutin yan, but having been in Mindanao,
Mm.
we were participating in uni games. It's a university games held in Bacolod, in Mindanao, and other games. Then I brought my teams in Australia. Then the grade school, I brought them to US. Kasi sa Mindanao kasi, limited yung tournament, sir. Limited ang tournament. Tsaka, ang mga school, they don't really invest like in Manila where the alumni are binded together to put up a fund to recruit and to finance. And we didn't have such as a UAAP and NCAA where the money, where the commercial of television and radio is focused here. So ang tendency talaga, ang mga batang magagaling sa Negro, Visayas, sa Mindanao, mangarap talagang pupunta ng Manila. However, in a very difficult environment, if there are universities and supporters in Visayas, and Visayas has a very good league, si SAPI. Ang Mindanao wala, ang North Luzon wala masyado. So it's something na mahirap, kaya tendency. At saka mga magulang, mangarap talaga, MJ, na pupunta ng Manila kasi pwedeng maging PBA yung bata, lalo na. Kasi ang karamihan naman ng atleta, having been in the Philippine Sports Commission for 3 times, for several years, karamihan talaga ng mga bata, pupunta talaga ng Manila. Mangarap talaga dito. But ang sa akin na lang, sa Mindanao, sa mga universities and school, Visayas, they have to improve their league, strengthen it, then yung mga malalaking company na mga sponsor, pwedeng rin siyang mag-UAAP Mindanao, CAA Mindanao, Visayas, ganon. Then they can have a national tournament, but it's very expensive. And so talagang at the moment yun muna ang ratsada. But ako, personally as a sports educator, I really embrace children's games. I embrace grassroots sports. Pinaubaya ko na yung mga elite athletes sa National Sports Association. Pinaubaya ko na yung mga elite athletes sa UAAP and NCAA kasi somebody will take good care of it. But the biggest role of universities and school and government is the grassroots sports program in the periphery. No, kaya yung children's games, it's not about only basketball, volleyball. It's about playing games and win friends. So, yun ang pinaka-foundation kasi out of so many thousands of athletes in the Palaro, even in the collegiate, ilan lang mapupunta ng PBA, ilan lang pupunta ng PVL. So, kukunti lang. But the physical fitness, the recreation of a human being is very vital. Kaya nga, ang focus ko when I was at the Philippine Sports Commission, I lead it to the Philippine Olympic Committee and National Sports Association about elite athletes. I focus on the periphery, on the grassroots sports, especially at the periphery, provincial, rural, etc. Kasi sa Constitution, it is basic in the Constitution. It is the primary concern of government to educate and physically educate the children all over the country. Kasi kung healthy ang mga bata, if you have a healthy population, you have a healthy country. You have a progressive country. Kasi leave it to the league, big leagues about yung mga competitive sports. Yan ang aking foundational outlook as a sports leader in JA.
Chairman, daghang salamat sa imong oras. Sa uulitin po ang Ping sa Kanunay.
Thank you, sir.
Daghang kaing salamat. Usa ako sa pansa SMNI. Okay? Saludo ko sa inyo. I salute you.
Daghang salamat si former chairman ng Philippine Sports Commission, William Butch Ramirez po ang ating nakasama, mga partner. Kaugnay nga po dito sa issue po ng nangyari sa dalawang atleta po ng Ateneo